want to get on a line now?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is June 27, 2022. I am the Marvel Maniac RJ, and tonight it's a very special stream, a one-time stream, the last time I will ever be talking about some certain grifters and their sycophant bodyguards, I guess. I don't know what else to describe them as, but I'm not alone because today we're going to be kind of going on a journey through the story of Geekosity Magazine and Mikey Sutton. Who are these into? Who is Mikey Sutton? What's his track record, really? What's Still Abdul all about, right? And what's going on with this digital release thing that's apparently throwing people up in a tizzy because I didn't agree with them? Well, we're going to get into that. But joining me, a very special guest here, somebody who's never, I don't believe, has ever been on the channel, at least not this channel, and that is Tony, the Geek Getaway. What's up, Tony?
What's going on? It's TonyTGD, the often imitated, never duplicated.
Yes, my mistake. Thank you for correcting me, sir. How you doing tonight, man?
I'm good. I've never been on this show. I've never been on your channel, so this is a first. I don't know these people. I don't know.
Well, and that's exactly why I'm glad you're here, Tony, because you are very much removed from all of this. You're not really what we would describe as like a Snyder fan or a DC fan or any of that, right? I mean, you're kind of just like, you are somebody I think I would describe as somebody who respects the idea of journalistic integrity, though, correct? You're all about like factual reporting, honesty, kind of covering things and kind of covering stuff like that, correct?
That is correct. I am the lowest lane of the YouTube sphere.
Absolutely. So you before, just kind of going into your history, you have taken issue with some of Mikey Sutton Geekosity's reporting in the past, correct?
That is correct.
Okay. And why is it that you took issue with some of their reporting, if I may ask?
Well, some of the reporting were completely inaccurate, and then the articles would mysteriously disappear from the website. They would get a 404, error page would come up, and it would sort of just pretend that it didn't exist. I never said that. You can't. There's no article. You can't find it, right? So that's completely against journalistic integrity. If you report something and there's new updates, you update the article. If you need to print a retraction, you retract the article. If things change, then you have a second follow-up report. Say, hey, we reported earlier X. Things have changed and now it's Y. Whatever. That is how a real journalist handles such situations.
And I'm glad you mentioned that because there's a great example of this. One Take News actually reported, and I'll bring this up actually. One Take News. San Diego Comic-Con coverage, because you heard the report that San Diego Comic-Con was not going to, or sorry, that Marvel is not going to get San Diego Comic-Con, right?
Yeah, I heard that.
So that was a report that they put out, right? And this is what an actual news organization does, folks. Okay, so One Take News reported that Marvel Studios to skip San Diego Comic-Con 2022 exclusive, right? First things first. On June 24, 2022, Kevin Feige announced that Marvel Studios will indeed have a panel at San Diego Comic-Con in 2022. We apologize for spreading any misinformation and will aim to be more accurate with our scoops in the future. Perfectly said. They put out an update saying, hey, we got this one wrong. We apologize for spreading misinformation, and we will try to be more accurate in the future. Perfect.
Right? I take one small issue with this.
Okay.
It is nice that the update is right there, right at the beginning. However, the article title itself doesn't indicate that. So if you didn't actually read the article, if you were just scrolling through and you saw, hey, Marvel Studios has skipped San Diego Comic-Con, you don't realize there's an update on the article.
That is true. That is one genuine critique. But my point being, though, is that I appreciate, though, they actually put in the article, hey, we got this one wrong. We apologize.
Oh, yeah.
However, on a website like Geekosity, they will do no such thing.
No, that article just falls off a boat. Sorry.
The article kind of just dies off a cliff. It kind of just goes away. You never hear about it again, right? And that's kind of the issue here. So, really, Tony, where would you like to start with this? Because I guess we'll start kind of where all of this began, and that began earlier today because, well, there were some folks kind of celebrating that the Snyder cut was being released digitally. Now, this is a tweet thread by Zodwriter that we'll get into in a little bit. He says here, Why is at Zack Snyder promoting a digital release of hashtag the Snyder Cut if he isn't interested in working with Warner Brothers Discovery anymore? Gee, move on, crowd, antis, and hashtag angelic fandom members. I guess hashtag Mikey is right again. You betas might need to rethink your positions. Laugh emoji, at Celebdual Inc. All right. So whatever. I mean, that's Zod's opinion. That's perfectly fine, right? All right. No issue with that.
No issues.
Then Ben, one of my mutuals, says, a movie with his name in it, where I'm sure he'd love to beat the numbers that Joss commanded to release. Yeah, I'm sure he would not promote it. I guess you non-beta are so damn clever, right? And then he goes back and says, come on, Mr. Everett, you know how Warner did nothing to promote this movie, and even you should be able to see that Warner Brothers Discovery promoting this digital release is a big deal. Basically, there's back and forth, right? I jumped in a little bit because Ben's my mutual. I saw my timeline. I just said this. Also, contracts end, thus making a digital release in certain regions a possibility now, right? That's all I said, right? But as for full transparency, the other thing I said was that Ben was kind of talking about the Ayer cut being imminent, and I just replied saying imminent means, I don't know, bro, stop asking me, it's coming soon. I made a joke, right?
Yeah.
Which
okay,
I guess Todd was still tagged, so I guess he got upset with that. I don't know.
Hold on real quick, RJ. Can we just scoot back just a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Because Zod said that they did no promotion for Zack Snyder's Justice League, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what are all these trailers that they put out for HBO Max? So you got HBO Asia got a Zack Snyder's Justice League Darkseid promo. Other HBO things, they were tweeting out, hey, it's coming out. They're retweeting Zack Snyder. There was promotion. Whether or not you think that it was enough promotion, whether or not you were happy with the amount of promotion or how big the promotion was, there was still promotion of the movie. Right? Let's not change facts and let's not pretend.
Right, yeah, HBO Max did promote the release, right? And that technically is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, right? That is part of the company. Zach did a lot of the marketing himself, which is totally fine. And also, what's up, Yara Wayne? Yara Wayne's here. Great Twitter mutual and also a great YouTube content creator. Glad to see you are here, and thank you for watching.
Yeah, but like I said, it's just I am someone who likes the facts, right? And
same here. I prefer facts over scoops and BS nonsense, which is kind of why I've been, I guess, labeled as a Mikey and Cell hater. I don't personally hate them. I think that they've overreacted to, I think, fair criticism, which has kind of been why they label people as Scooby-Doo gang, betas, antis. They throw labels around to try and dehumanize people who disagree with them to make them easier targets, right?
Yeah.
So this is where all of this really started. So I just put out a tweet because I was responding to what I saw on Twitter. And I just said this, okay? I said, sorry, folks, the Snyder Cut being released on digital is not I should have put official. But what I said, sorry, folks, the Snyder Cut being released on digital is not a confirmation that the Snyderverse is returning. Is it a good thing for the fans? Absolutely. But until you hear from David Zaslav and Zack Snyder's mouths that they're making Justice League 2 and 3, this don't mean shit. Hashtag facts. Is there anything wrong with that statement that needs to result in any kind of pushback whatsoever? My point here with this tweet was, until Zack himself says something, until David Zaslav says something, I don't believe anything that's being floated by scoopers or YouTubers or these personalities, because I base my realities in fact. Okay, that's why I read the Hollywood trades. Why I don't go to websites like We Got This Covered or Geekosity or
Cosmic Book News,
Giant Frickin' Robot. Right? It's why I only look to Hollywood trades and a couple people. I like Daniel RPK and I like Big Screen Leaks. I think those two have been verifiable in the past. But because when they do get stuff wrong, at least they admit that they got something wrong. Okay, My Time to Shine, hello, little iffy, right? Little iffy. Even Casey Walsh, who I talk to, not as much as some people like to claim I talk to. But people like to say that I get all my info from either Charbo or Casey Walsh, and that's not that's further from the case. I get my information from actual legitimate websites. I do a lot of research and reading on my own, so nobody influences me or my opinion, right? People like to make that claim that people do, but it's not accurate whatsoever. But anyway,
real quick, again, I gotta stop you because there is a stream going on right now where Zod Rider said that he was minding his own business and you guys came at him. But he quote tweeted this because that's how I got involved, because I seen Zod had quote tweeted this, and I was like, well, what's going on? I gotta,
Yep, and that's where I'm going with this next. So you guys saw I replied to Ben. Now Zod was included in that thread, so maybe he saw me replying to Ben in agreement as an attack against him. I don't know. But I put out this tweet, okay? Then Zod decided to quote tweet this and say, "Oh, we know who told you this. The same guy who told you Toby Emmerich was sticking around as motion picture chairman. Yeah, I'll take the words of Zack Snyder and Warner Brothers Discovery and a guy who's been in the industry for over 30 years before that Uber Eats driver. Hashtag Mikey was right at Sil Abdul Inc." Okay. So obviously this is basically attacking me and attacking me for being friends with Matt Jarbo. Now I want to clarify to everybody, and I said this to Zod, I did not talk to Matt about this. Matt was not really active in the DM group or much on Twitter. My internet was actually out, so I haven't had a chance to talk to Matt for a couple days. I wasn't on a stream last night. So to insinuate that I hold this opinion only because I talked to Matt Jarbo, I think is really disingenuous, and it's kind of scummy, right? But I guess that's to be expected from somebody who runs defense for a YouTuber pretty much every single night with Skywalker the Jedi, right? So I don't understand where this is coming from. And listen, I didn't have issues with Zod before, okay? Zod's been very kind to me. He sent me some stuff. I'm very grateful for that. He at one point was a good friend. But lately it feels like he's gotten so wrapped up in the Sil and Mikey camp that he's been surrounding himself with people who are bad influences on him. And I believe they're kind of twisting him and making him say things and act out in ways that are not usually characteristic of him. That's my opinion, of course. And I say that as somebody who has befriended him and has talked to him about stuff like video games, about stuff like that. And it's disappointing to see somebody who I used to call a friend, insinuate that I cannot form my own opinions because I talked to somebody he doesn't like, right? And this, of course, sent a lot of people after me on Twitter. There's a couple people, like some Kyrie accounts, and other people jumping in my mentions saying some dumb stuff. Like somebody basically said I need to delete my tweets, which I'm like, no, I don't need to. Well, that's the thing, Isaac. I told Skywalker to invite me and Matt on his stream. They have no interest in doing that, and they probably never will. They want to remain in their bubble. Zod admitted that they exist in an echo chamber and they want to stay in there. So that's up to them. That's cool. But I'm going to have my opinion. They can have theirs. But the issue I have with them is they can talk crap about us. There's people like Zeno who talk crap about me in Skywalker Chat all the time. There's people like Sil, Mr. West Ashley, Skywalker, all these people who talk crap about other people. Who talk about Matt Jarbo, call him the Uber Eats driver, make fun of Casey Walsh, make fun of me, make fun of Caden, make fun of Grace Randolph, who make fun of Enosh, the nerd queens, right? They can go and attack everybody else, but the moment you push back, suddenly you're the bully. You're the bully, right? That don't make no sense to me. It really doesn't. So, but what else am I to expect from people who are on a 5-hour stream with Sil Abdul, where people are making gun motions towards Enosh, who are talking about, oh, why are you befriending these women if you're not effing them, right? That's the kind of language that was said on Sil Abdul's 5-hour stream about how people felt disillusioned with the fandom because, they weren't getting the same access everybody else was, right? I've heard the stories. I know things, right? I know some of your guys' history. Your Abu Nasses, your Mr. West Ashleys, your Sills. I know some of the stories about all y'all, okay? I ain't ignorant. And there is a 5-hour stream, and I will pull it up. Right? Because I remember this. This was back last year, right?
I kind of remember hearing something about it.
Yeah.
But I didn't really, there's not really
this right here.
Here.
I'll pull it up. I would have to ask Enosh that. Jason as Enosh was mentioned many times. They really went after hard against Enosh. Even just the other night, Za was ranting about the Nerd Queens, calling them devil worshippers, saying that they worship Satan, that they ruined the fandom. It's this stream right here.
Do they
Snyderverse
worship
fandom
Satan?
dead. 4 hours, right? And so where all these people hopped in talking about the
Is there a
fan.
transcript?
Is there a transcript?
Yeah, some of the videos have transcripts. You can go on the 3 dots. Right here on the, yeah, there you go. Show transcript. And then you can go up, scroll up. The transcript will come there. Then you could the control F and find the quote that you're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
So like if you're looking for that he said something about women, you can just control F, type it in, and it'll look it up for you.
Thank you, actually. That actually helped a lot. So let's see. There's a lot in here. Actually, I know they talked about Enosh here at one point. Right here. This is where Abu Nas talked about Enosh.
Reason. And then fatal expose your ass. You still pretty much ain't recovered from that. Yo, let me tell you something, Poindexter Lounge. And you talking to me now. Because anytime you fuck with my family, you fucking with me.
Yeah, that was that stream. 5-hour stream where they said stuff like that, folks, okay? So that's the character of somebody like Sil who hosts something like that on his platform where they go after people like that, right? Let's you know a little bit about some of the kind of people, right, that they associate with. And that's a whole 5-hour stream, folks. You can stomach it. You can watch the whole thing. I remember Wester West actually made a gun motion when they were talking about Enosh, okay? This is what we're dealing with here, okay? So why exactly should people be upset that they're not getting access to Zach, right, when you act like that, right? Just kind of interesting to think about, you know? Kind of interesting to think about. So they are very immature, especially for adults, okay? Yeah, and so caused a lot of issues with that stream. Absolutely. He also caused issues with the whole fandom awards, too. Right? I'm not even going to get into all that, but if you know, you know, okay? If you know, and I'll say that. Because I can go in a lot more detail about some of the things that were shady going on with that fandom awards last year, right? But I'll leave it be, because it's not my story to tell. Okay? Anyway, Tony, so I guess we kind of want to bring up, because Sil likes to do this whole, well, my channel's a receipt. My channel's a receipt. So if you got an issue with when I or Mikey have said, bring up the receipts. So I got plenty of receipts. So where do you want to start with the receipts? Because you sent me something that I found really interesting, which is kind of like this whole kind of Google Doc thing, right? So if you want to bring that up potentially, we can look at that first, and then we can go into some things I was sent by another party.
Well, I think we should start with the one that kicked off this whole Twitter thing, the one that started the whole let's make a stream and talk about it. The Thomas Wayne thing.
The Thomas Wayne thing. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into that, because that was quite funny. So you brought up on Twitter, this whole thing about Thomas Wayne, right? So you asked Zod, if I can bring this up. You asked Zod, if I can make that any bigger, didn't Sil Abdul and Mikey claim Keaton was playing Thomas Wayne? Zodrider then replied and says, no, they claimed one source was saying that, and both Sil and Mikey laughed about it. You would know this if you watched the channel. Okay, so I'm just making sure I'm not missing nothing. Okay, yeah, that's part of the threat. Okay. So then the Gigosity article claiming it should be ignored. No, has the movie been released yet? Maybe wait to see the film and then look for L's, but I suspect that's not the point of your question. So did they make the claim or not? Which is it? Here I can help. And there's a Paper Cuts video, all right, where they talked about this, right? And we'll play it later. We'll play the video later in a second. They made a video talking about Michael Keaton playing Thomas Wayne, right? So you can't say you never talked about it and they just laughed it off, right? And here's where it gets even juicier, folks, okay? Here's where it gets even juicier. Want to know how this video was found? Because on Geekosti's website, they published an article saying Michael Keaton plays another Batman in Ezra Miller's The Flash. They published this article, folks, and do you know when they published it? I'll bring it up. Look at when they published this article. Michael Keaton plays another Batman in Ezra Miller's The Flash, May 4th, 2022. So let's actually read this and see what it says. And then we'll bring up that paper cuts video, okay? Michael Keaton returns as Batman in The Flash. However, one of them isn't Bruce Wayne. Wait, what? What version of Batman are we talking about? Isn't Michael Keaton's 1989 version of the Snyderverse Ben Affleck enough? So who are we dealing with this time? Okay. A source, and they don't link to the source because of course they don't. A source revealed that Michael Keaton also plays the Thomas Wayne version of Batman. Okay, so it goes to the history of the comics, right? And this is kind of the fluff that me and Tony were talking about. Geekos put a lot of fluff in their articles to extend them, right?
Well, that's probably because you have to have an article of a certain length in order for Google AdSense and all that to actually pay you.
Right. So Michael Keaton plays another Batman, Ezra Miller's The Flash. He's Thomas Wayne, the father of Bruce. In this timeline, that Barry is woken up to. Bruce died instead of his parents. As far as we know, both Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck will be playing a version of Bruce Wayne, but our insiders, again, no link, no anything, right? You're meant to assume this is Mikey, but our insiders have informed us that Michael Keaton will also be another version of Batman, one who is Thomas Wayne. Geekosti founder Mikey Sutton discussed this months ago on Syllabill's paper cuts. The article directly cites Mikey as one of the sources, saying he talked about this months ago on paper cuts. Okay? So, not much to see there, right, Tony? I mean, come on. Like, what's the big deal, right? I mean, come on,
Nothing.
right? There's no big deal here, right?
Hey, it's not groundbreaking.
Right. But then Zod goes, so I brought the article up to his attention. I said, yeah, and there was an article leaking in this paper cuts for Young Geekos here, reported according to a source that Keaton would play a version of Thomas Wayne in the movie as well. Then Zod goes, and yet you haven't seen the movie, so you don't know what's true or not. Okay. So I reply to him. So you admit Syl and Mikey did in fact talk about this and publish an article about it on the site, because Syl is saying they never said it. So what's the truth? Now listen to this. This is from the other day on Scoop Center. This is on Saturday, right?
Scoop Center.
Mm-hmm.
So it says here, according to the same online who claims you lost decent sources, you both were wrong about Keaton being Thomas Wayne in the Flash. When did we say Keaton was Thomas Wayne? My channel's a receipt.
Yeah, exactly. I never confirmed that.
I don't know. Like my channel, like we tape everything.
Hold up.
Like,
pause the video.
Well, we actually had to pause anyway because we have another guest coming in. But finish your point real quick.
Well, Mikey here, he said something very telling. He didn't say I never said that. He said I never confirmed that. So right there in this video where they're saying they didn't talk about it, he admitted he talked about it. He just didn't confirm it.
Uh-huh. Yep. Absolutely. And joining us, it's the man, the myth, the legend.
Mad Max?
Pizza time.
No,
up,
it's just me. It's
What's
just
up,
me.
man? You are apparently, I've coined a new term. I call it Jarbo derangement syndrome, where apparently people are rent-free in everybody's head. And apparently, get this, you told me to say what I said on Twitter today. You gave me the information to publish my tweet with.
If I recall, I was sleeping when you posted that tweet. So I like to
Tell me
take
to post that.
Yeah, I like to take a mid-afternoon nap. So no, I did not tell anyone. It doesn't matter, RJ. You're not a real person. You're just a clone of me. That's what they want to believe.
He's a puppet.
Yeah.
Apparently.
He's a polar bear puppet.
Ooh.
It's only been 10 years. But yeah, it's so ridiculous, man. These guys are just insane on every level. But I think it goes, we have to look at it like psychologically. We have to look at it deeper, I think. And because there's no way I mean, have you seen what they're saying? I haven't seen what they're saying.
I saw the first
Twitter,
like 15 minutes.
Wait, on what?
On the video?
No, on their stuff, right? They're streaming right now. Is that it?
Oh, yeah. Apparently, Zod said that he did nothing wrong. I went after him first, even though he quote tweeted my tweet. I don't get that either.
Yeah. Zod is the kind of guy who likes to claim that he is the victim when he's like, you know, he's kind of like the Andy Signor of that movement.
Ouch.
You know, where you're just like, oh yeah, no, he's like, I didn't do anything wrong, but you see him like absolutely being a dick and and an asshole, and then going, that wasn't me, I didn't do that. You're what, Isaac, you're asking if he can be a clone of me? I mean, just, cut your hair short, grow a beard, and get some glasses, dog. That's simple.
Pretty much it. There's like millions of clones of Jarbo all around the world.
Yeah, fat white dude with glasses and a beard. I mean, it's kind of like
okay. So I'm looking in the chat right now. El Necron is saying that Lardo can't afford it, ain't getting tips for cold fries, and Zeno is now saying frogs don't read. And remember that good Austin guy that blocked you, Tony?
Yeah.
He says that little amphibian kid got smoked by me.
Is that what you do when you win a Twitter argument? You block the person? Is that how you win?
Oh my God! No way.
What?
The good Austin in Skywalker's chat is saying that the frog guy is my burner account.
Now I'm a sock puppet of a clone of Jarbo. That's
Oh my God.
To quote one of the greatest movies of all time, "Welcome to the party, pal." I mean, that's really what it boils down to. Is these guys are just they're insane.
Want to take a look at what they're saying?
Yeah.
Sure, I guess. I mean,
we'll look at it for like a little bit, and then I want to get to like actually debunking stuff, because that was the whole point of the stream, because we have so much to go through. Oh man, Abu Nas is here now.
It's over.
It's over.
I had watched that y'all stream with Peely, and that was a revelation and a half. If y'all missed that, man, y'all lost out on something great. Nothing phony, nothing crazy, just straight up the truth.
Can we be honest for a second? Like, these guys are just upset that Zack Snyder won't look at them. That's really what it boils down to.
That's where a lot of this originated from.
Yeah,
I've heard stories about Deck the Halls of Justice. I've heard all of this, and to me, it sounds like they're like scorned lovers. They're upset that they didn't get the attention, right? They keep claiming that they don't want the Zack cracks, what they call it, but they do want it.
Oh,
like they're kind of complaining that they're not getting the attention that they want.
They need another hit.
Well, that's the whole point. They're just like, if you listen to what they say, and again, like, I barely ever tune in, but when I do, it's always the same argument. It's just like, we're the OG, we're the real ones. They're a bunch of fake ass.
That's why they call
clout
themselves
chasers.
the OGs, yeah.
Yeah, like that we were the original people that we behind the Snyder, like, released the Snyder cut. Blah 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 blah, and then everyone's just like, yo, shut the fuck up, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean, really, it just boils down to the fact that Zack Snyder will not look at them. He won't talk to them. He won't acknowledge them, and they're upset by it. They're not even like jilted lovers, RJ. They're really just like ostracized children is really what it is. They're just like, why won't daddy love me? Well, Timmy, it's because you keep shitting the bed. So that's really what it is. It's just that's what they want. They all want to be in that crowd. They all, here's the thing. They would all bow down and lick Nana's toes if she offered them a chance to meet Zack Snyder. You know what I mean? Mr. West Ashley would get down on his knees and he would dine at her altar, if you know what I mean. If she asked him to, if he could meet Zack Snyder, if they could be acknowledged by their one true God, their deity upon high, they would do whatever. I'm pretty certain even Syl would probably take it square in the ass.
Whoa.
If they wanted to peg him. Like, you want to meet Zack Snyder? Yes.
No?
I'm sorry. I have to pull this up. This chat's so funny, man. This chat's hilarious. Look at this. So So Frogman and BJ thought they were smart. Oh, BJ is streaming his death. Oh my god.
Are they watching us?
I don't think they're watching us, but I have to look. I don't even care about what they're saying. Just that chat's funny. The fact that
the chat says,
BJ,
"Are they watching us?"
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we watched for a second, and then it's like watching.
I was bored.
It's
I
like
was really bored.
It's like watching the equivalent of special needs children attempt to solve a puzzle. It's interesting for like half a second, and then you're just like, "This is sad."
You're gonna get me canceled again, Jarbo.
Whatever. Oh, I could say a lot worse. RJ knows that.
No, oh yeah.
I got some points locked. I got some bullets lobbed in the gun. Locked and loaded in the gun, man.
Right, and I'll get death threats again, like I got last
time. It's all, man. Wait, unless they're sending it to your house, it ain't shit. And I've had that happen, so fuck them. But no, really, it's what it boils down to. These are grown ass middle-aged men. Grown ass. Look at Abu Nas. That dude is walking up on elderly. You know what I mean? Like, that guy looks like he is about ready to hit Santa Claus face. And then you got like Zod looking like a human pigeon. And he can see his face and his ass in the same view.
I don't want to go that far. I don't want to go that far. I get it, but I don't want to go that far.
Hey, look, Bad Max got an interesting comment.
Wow,
he and Sil bring Tony and Matt together. That's true. Anthony here says, Jarbo called Skywalker Potato Head. No, I said that I called heel versus babyface Potato Head. I called Skywalker's head like a deflated ball sack. That's what I said about it. And like, here's the thing: they can get all the mad they want. They get all the mad they want. They go to bed at night and they toss and they turn and they think of me, and they're just like, Zack Snyder, save us from the evil Jarbo. Zack Snyder, save us from the Uber Eats delivery driver, because that's all we got to say about him. To save us, he's gonna deliver us justice. We can't have that. We can't have that.
And just your comment, Meta. I understand that. I just want to clarify. So this is the top of the show. After this point, I don't ever want to talk about them again. I'm done with them at this point. Like, I'm going to show receipts, and that's it, really. I'll say my piece on Twitter occasionally, but in terms of YouTube content, I'm good with that. I ain't doing this every single day.
No, I will dump the fuck out of them if they come at me.
That's you. But I'm saying, in regards to me, I don't want to do this again after today. I'm done. Right? They can do whatever they want, but the fact that they came at me for making a tweet of all things, right, attacking me, saying that I get my information and my opinions from Jarbo, right? Like, come on, like, that's where I get frustrated with, because that's not right.
Oh, it's hysterical. It's hysterical. You know what I mean? It's just like, they don't have, look, okay, you have to look at it like this. You have to look at it from the approach of like a cult, because that's really what it boils down to. And what do they want? They want the Snyderverse restored. Okay, cool. We all want the same thing, but we're just like, I don't think it's going to happen. It doesn't look like it's going to happen based upon these reasons. And they're like, no. The good book of Geekosity, it states, chapter Zach, verses 1 through 5, the Snyderverse shall be restored. And you go over to book of Zaslav, chapters 13 through 48, talking about how Zaslav loves Snyder, loves Cavill, and wants to restore the universe, right? But see, this book is also like a 2,000-year-old playbook that's never actually come to fruition. But my analogies for the Bible are shit, I'll fully admit. But that's what it is. That's all they want, is they just want to feel like they matter. That's really what it is, right? Like, it really does. That's, at the end of the day, these guys just want to feel like they have some kind of mattering on the subject, because they know that deep down, they didn't do shit for the Snyder Cut. They know that deep down, they didn't do shit. They feel like they should be acknowledged for what they did, but they tweeted just like everybody else. That's about it. So their reward is the movie, right? Our reward for tweeting about it is the movie. We weren't seeking to go out and have Zack Snyder come down and anoint us ambassadors of the movement. We don't need that in our life. But these guys do because they want to feel like they have something. Because I guarantee you in their personal lives, they ain't got shit. And that's sad, actually. That's sad.
Yeah. I don't know about all that. See, I don't like to say that people ain't got stuff going on in their personal life. I don't like to do that whole, comment on what I don't know. I don't know. Maybe they got great personal lives. Some trolls have great personal lives. They're happy.
That is not that is not true. That is not true.
I'm happy. Everyone always tells me I have a shit personal life.
Yeah, but the thing is, you're not really a troll, Tony. You're not the level of troll that they are. There's a difference, all right? I'm sure you have a solid work-life balance. What I'm talking about here is that, if you were going after Tommy Talrico, when Tommy Talrico wasn't even saying or doing anything, but in your mind you believed that he was, do you think you'd have a solid home life? Do you think you'd have a pretty standard social experience with your friends? Or do you think that you would just be obsessed over someone who ultimately doesn't even care about your existence?
Yeah, that second thing.
Yeah, that's where we are. These guys they tried running a tip about me saying or a little thing saying hashtag I tip well because I deliver people's food and I make money on tips. How many servers make money on tips? How many people out there rely on tips and a tip culture? It's just such a weird thing. It's a job. I pay my mortgage. I support my children.
So bad news. I am in the middle of a power outage. The power keeps surging on and off repeatedly. So I'm gonna have to do the rest of the stream on my phone, which sucks. But the show must go on. I'm not giving up. So, kind of sucks I had to go like this, but it is what it is.
This is what happens because you live in the South, RJ.
Ooh.
Come live.
And it's been storming. It was storming today. So
yeah, it's clear skies and all this shit.
So I cannot bring up what I wanted to bring up, which sucks. I did make it though. I mean, I could link it, send it to somebody.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, how can you send it? Because we're not able to pull it up.
Well, you could share.
Yeah, you could share a screen.
And then,
or Max could come in. Max could come in and help out, but
Max don't want to. He don't want to piss nobody off.
I mean, he could help out. He can help a brother out.
Yeah, Max. I mean, RJ helps you out all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Where's the reciprocation, buddy? RJ needs a reach around at this point.
I was gonna say, I got you, dude.
Oh, very
okay.
You can just keep me in the back.
Thank you, Brian. I appreciate that.
No problem.
No, you're fine.
I was watching the Gemini program documentary.
Okay.
Pretty cool part of the space program.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Nice. I haven't heard of that, but that sounds interesting.
Well, we had Mercury, Gemini, and then Apollo. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun. I was watching
early NASA history. It's really interesting.
I was watching video tours of the penthouse suites on cruise ships.
Oh, you had me at penthouse and you lost me at suites.
Oh no, well, yeah, no, these one of the ones I was just looking at literally is almost the size of my house in square footage on a boat. It's nuts.
Yeah, I'm with Bob. Get back on topic, damn it. Fight.
We're
Saggy,
not fighting, we're not fighting. I mean, we're here to
Oh no, I would gladly fight. I have no issue fighting with these guys. I think it's funny. You know what I mean? It's
you can fight with them. My whole point is debunking them. I'm trying to approach this from a logistical perspective because they decided to come at me, right? So this is the Google Doc that I had a bunch of screenshots sent to me by a third party. So I don't give a F. I'm laughing my ass off. This is the last time I talk about this.
But you're not talking about this.
Yeah.
Unless he's laughing at me. I don't know.
No, he's not laughing at you. He's laughing at them, but he's this is Max on the edge, right? He's dipping the toe in.
I don't know.
I think you're going to go back up. RJ. You
Yeah,
gotta
keep
say
going,
it.
RJ.
I'm
Show
not
us what you
sharing.
got.
It's Brian. Brian's looking at it. So that is the first one. That's Syl making a tweet on February 20th, 2022 saying hashtag multiverse of madness smiley face with the gif of Norman Reedus. Obviously, you know what he's implying, right? He's trying to say like, ooh, I'm teasing this. I'm teasing this. You know, like that's what he's doing there.
Well, wasn't Norman Reedus supposedly gonna play Ghost Rider or some shit?
That was the rumor, yeah.
Yes, that was the rumor, right? Yes. And I think my internet just came back, so give me like 2 seconds. But you know, this is what happens when you do things live. You know, I'm not professional. You know, we just do things off the cuff here.
I got you,
Suddenly
man. I
my
got my
show's
producer
a lot
hat on.
better. I'm just saying, we don't have these kind of technical difficulties on my show.
We do on mine occasionally, but that's just because I think my router sucks.
All right, so am I back? Are we good?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Hopefully the power doesn't surge again. Apparently it's affecting the whole neighborhood. It kept flashing on and off, so we'll see. Anyway, thank you, Brian, for sharing that. I mean, you can keep it there just in case of emergencies, but I can pull it up now. But thank you, Brian, for helping out, man. I do.
You can get it up now, RJ?
Yeah, I can get it up now. Yes.
Well, Saggy just got here,
Cool,
so
man.
yes, he's good.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
Come on. You've seen Saggy. She's been thirst trapping on Insta.
Oh,
I'm
Max
so
Sing's
glad
gonna
I'm
go
not
on
on Insta.
Skywalker's stream.
Do it. Then send
Do
me
it.
the link, Max.
Yeah, send us all.
Send me the
Send
link.
us all the link.
Can we
Go
stream
there.
snipe it, please?
Please
Yeah,
send
can we
me it.
please?
I will be
Like-
very nice.
If Max goes on, I guess we should watch it.
We should watch it if he's actually going to be on there.
Yes. Do it.
So this is the second one because again, this was sent to me by a bunch of people, some screenshots. So this is one saying Henry Cavill returns in the Flash movie, which that's been debunked in pretty much every test screening. So no retraction for that, right?
True.
You know, so there's this one. Then there's this whole thing. Michael Keaton is in the DC's Batman. Henry Cavill now highly likely for Shazam sequel. Henry Cavill eyes violent evil Superman live-action Justice film. DC Scoop DC Films looking at Pattinson Cavill team up. Ben Affleck to return as Batman HBO Max's Batgirl film. None of this is actually happening. None of this, right? None of this is actually happening whatsoever, right? And you got this one. Right, this one's a little iffy for me because, like, I think that's still kind of kissing up to Bounding Into Comics, a known hateful right-wing website. I think it's pretty ludicrous that this is like he's like, oh, Morky Goss love and Bounding Into Comics. Like, really, that's where you're gonna go to, you know? That's just whatever to me.
Well, I think Bounding Into Comics, this article that was there was quoting the Geekosity article.
It was quoting Geekosity, yes.
So,
but the fact that he's even celebrating being quoted by that kind of website, I think it's kind of like, he's been kissing butt. He's been kissing butt. He's Bounding Into Comics though lately. I know that
they blocked me on Twitter because I complained about all the ads on there.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's just dudes sitting around telling people what they want to hear and then pretending to be quote unquote journalists. So it's like
scoopers.
Oh no, Bounding Into Comics hates it when I will say this is your reminder that Bounding Into Comics is fake news. Their EIC John Trent gets so mad at me. Like they all get pissy and it's like, well, you're not refuting my argument.
Yeah. And then there's this thing, the Dreamwalker comic where Syl is apparently eating a beta alive, which
that's been confirmed to be Casey Walsh, by the way.
Yes, yeah.
Some have tried to argue that it's me, but the idea there is that it's Casey Walsh.
Well, we all know that art is very interpretive. In the original story of Dracula and the vampire was a sexual story about a man sucking on the neck of a woman. So I think that it's very nice for Syl to come out like this and let everybody know he wants to suck on the necks of betas.
Yeah, just typical daily activities, right?
So
then there's this one about the Batman falling short of BVS's box office, which is just like whatever. That one's just weird. And there's this one, which that was funny. Kigasi doesn't participate in Twitter wars, YouTube wars, or any drama. No one speaks for Mikey except Mikey. We just want to report what we hear. Thank you all for the community support. No one speaks for Mikey except Mikey, right? But you have all these people speaking for Mikey. Syl is literally the guy who talks him up, right? There's just like this double entendre here with this, right? Where they don't want to participate in Twitter wars, but Syl represents Gigasti and participates in Twitter wars, right? So he is engaging in YouTube wars and Trump. Mikey is involved in all of this. So,
well, what was that video you showed us the other day where they were talking about like getting a scoop wrong, and then they're just like, "I did it to piss people off." Wasn't that kind of stupid? I mean, like that kind of shoots your whole journalistic integrity with that statement.
I want to see that video.
Right?
Where was that, RJ? I remember you had it a while back.
Oh, wait. What video are we talking about?
Where Mikey admitted to making up stories to piss people off.
Oh, that one. Yeah. That was a while ago. Shoot, I gotta find. I don't know. I don't even remember that one was, but I'm sure.
That was the one with Michael DeLuca, saying that former Snyder producer, or like Snyderverse producer, working
tapped to be the head of the studio or something like that.
Well, I mean, that did come true, all things considered. Well, I mean, not necessarily DC Films, but because that is going to be its own thing. So it's not entirely accurate, but I mean, but I think at that point, even Michael DeLuca was being floated around after the MGM closing or sale to Amazon. But I'm sorry, my throat. Hold on.
Doesn't sound too good.
No. I woke up today and I got a notification that apparently I'd come in contact with somebody with COVID, like while I was in Alaska. So I had to go out, get a test. I'm fine. But, but the other thing though, is on the stream, Mikey had said that he had used that particular headline in order to clickbait people.
He admitted that actually.
So he admitted to lying and clickbaiting people. And then also here's another thing too, is from my understanding, and I have deep connections on this one, Mikey does get profit from Syl super chats and channel memberships apparently, and yet they never disclose that information in the in any of the articles written on Geekosity promoting Syl's channel.
Why would they?
Well, it's I mean, it's ethical. It's actually, I mean, disclosing information like that is, I mean, sure, he's a blogger. There's no journalistic standards to hold himself to other than his own. But when I first met Mikey, he seemed to actually give a shit about these things. It's kind of weird how becoming drunk with fame will change people.
No, that's very true. And again, it goes on and on. I mean, this Daredevil one, me and Tony were looking into, the kind of like, it's wishy-washy where the title says could, but the article kind of like goes into like details about like, it's basically like a confirmed thing, right, Tony? Or so was it like this is the kind of like reporting in Geekosity that I'm talking about. Yeah, when you say you don't trust it or you don't like reading the website, suddenly look at this. Back when we would leap into the Snyderverse, that's not true at all. We know that based on the set photos. Elizabeth Olsen joins Spider-Man 3, Brings the Horror by Mikey Sutton. Elizabeth Olsen was in Spider-Man 3. Doctor Strange 2 cameos include animated X-Men 97. Evan Peters to return in Doctor Strange 2.
Well, that one, I mean, that one was kind of accurate, to be fair.
Not really.
It was Xavier in the yellow chair from the comic, or from the animated show. They did use the theme song from the animated show, which was used in the movies. And he did do the little whoa, 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 whoa thing with the brain that was also from the animated show. That is true. But it wasn't
a stretch.
It's not really a stretch. It's not really a stretch. I mean, they literally did pull those things from the animated show.
But they were in the comics too. It wasn't like those weren't in the comics at all.
Sure, but the theme song is a pretty decent giveaway.
Tears of Joy. Picture Wesley Snipes' blade. # One First Madness. That didn't happen.
Yeah, that didn't happen.
Deadpool didn't happen. Right? Killmonger didn't happen. So what were all these tweets for? Right? This is the kind of thing I'm talking about, though, where it's just like, they'll never address it and they'll never talk about it again. Because why the hell would they? Right? That's the whole thing, man. Right? And then there was something else, Tony, that you sent me. Like there's like a Google Doc, right? And I kind of played that clip too, where we talk about the Thomas Wayne thing, which got debunked, right? They said they never talked about it, but they actually did, you know. So again, that's a little disappointing as well on that side, because again, you can't claim to be a legit publication, right, when you're doing this kind of stuff. You just can't, right? That's where it gets kind of annoying and frustrating, because from a journalistic perspective, there's no honesty or integrity in any of this. That's kind of where my issue stems from, right?
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't care about rumors and speculation, but the othering that has happened with that group over there, right? Starting with Syl and trying to take up the Lightcast approach to it and become the new Lightcast, so to speak. But again, I don't think it's really like it's very limited to like a subsect of the fandom. But I mean, it's like, but they're very
yeah. And Yara, this is totally on point. I 100% agree with this. I don't really give an F what people make up and say. The problem is that when you give your opinion on something, you say, hey, I don't believe this because this or that, they all come for you. 100% accurate. I hate that too.
Share the screen that I just shared, RJ?
Yeah, go ahead.
Right. This is what pisses me off. Okay, so we got this article here. Man of Steel 2 in works with Henry Cavill returning by Mikey Sutton, editor-in-chief, owner. Now, if we go down, it says Warner Brothers is developing Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill back as Superman. In an interview with Man of Steel screenwriter David S. Goyer, the Hollywood Reporter reveals that, now he quotes, a sequel may be in the works with Cavill on board. Moreover, Goyer agreed and stated, I think so. Now,
that's not what was actually said at all. That was
exactly.
Yeah, that was absolutely spun. I covered that when that happened, and I was like, oof, that was pretty bad. That's a lie. That's a fallacy, a fabrication, 100%.
You took sentences that were in an article and made them seem to be completely different from what it is. It's not what was said. We could pull up. I got the Hollywood Reporter. We just click over.
Yeah, I do remember covering that. And that, again, they flat out lied, and they admitted that they lied in the article, that it was just clickbait to, what was it, trigger people, apparently?
That one was? I don't remember. I don't recall that specific confession. I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying I just don't specifically remember it.
Yeah.
All right, here it is. So he says, in the article, the reporter from the Hollywood Reporter says, Henry Cavill and others have advocated for a direct sequel to Man of Steel. I've heard rumors, and then he cut all that off to just put a sequel may be in the works with Cavill on board. Warner Brothers says none is in development. Why did you include that, Mikey? Journalistic integrity? Warner Brothers saying that, no, it's not in development. Does it feel like there is still unfinished business with that story? Now, that is the question, and that is what Mr. Goyer is answering when he says, I think so.
Yeah, can you pull up the Hollywood Reporter article real quick so we can compare? So again, the quote they took out was, a sequel may be in the works with Cavill, and then he replied something like, what was it, yes, basically? Or yes, I believe, I think so.
Weird.
All right, so that is the actual Hollywood Reporter article. So read again what David Goyer actually said.
All right, so this is what was asked by the Hollywood Reporter. Again, it says, Henry Cavill and others have advocated for a direct sequel to Man of Steel. I've heard rumors a sequel, and I'll highlight, this is what the Geekosity article had. A sequel may be in the works with Cavill on board. That's all they included. Warner Brothers says none is in development. Does it feel like there is still unfinished business with that story? And then Mikey, all he put in was, I think so. So he put, I think so, with a sequel may be in the works. Two unrelated sentences, he put them as if they were related, as if David S. Goyer was answering the rumor question, but he wasn't. He was answering the still unfinished business with that story. And then he says, I'm not involved right now. I've heard the same rumors you've heard, but I'm not plugged into it. I've stepped away almost entirely from comic book related projects other than Sandman, which I don't categorize as part of the normal DC universe. And I'm doing a Batman podcast. I'm actually done so many adaptations of comics that I needed a break. I didn't want to get into a rut. That's why I'm doing Foundation and some other films like The Night House and The Antlers, which are being released by Searchlight.
Mhm.
So that whole article that Mikey wrote is a complete fabrication of the truth. It has no basis in reality. It's beyond clickbait. It's a complete lie.
Yeah.
He made it up. Whole cloth.
That's the thing. That it's clickbait. It's wrong. And again, this is what we talk about when we say Geekosity lacks journalistic integrity, right?
It's 100% fake
that's
news.
what we're talking about. Yeah, it's fake. It's a fake news story. It's fake news. Okay, like there's no cutting that. There's no dancing around that. That is a fabrication and a lie. That is a published fallacy.
And again, I know some people, well, it's just a blog or whatever. This is a blog that is making money. There's ads on the site. Jarbo says that they're getting money from any cut they get off of Sill's super chats and
that's what I have been told by a third party, just as an FYI.
But I'm saying if that's true, so the more outlandish things they make up, the more money that Sill's gonna make, and potentially the more cut they're gonna get from that, right? Because if you do a nice juicy story, Sill covers it, his fans get all excited, money goes flowing, because that's how it goes. So this is beyond the grift. This is just pure scam territory now. Geekosity. I'm 100% willing to put my neck out and say it is a scam website.
Yeah, that's a fair assessment. That's kind of the thing. I know Blinded Broiled, you took issue with some of Geekosity's reporting too, and that's where a lot of my issues with Sill came, because I helped you bring that up on Max's stream. I shared what you were sharing. I shared your screen. I went over and asked a couple questions, and seemingly that caused issues where, again, I questioned Sill, and he seemed to get really upset about that, right? This is kind of what we're talking about, where they don't like questions from people. They don't like you questioning what's being said, right? And if you do question what's being said, they dehumanize you, they unperson you, they label you stuff, they call you names, that way you can just be easily dismissed. Garbo, BJ, Beta, Scooby-Doo gang, all that crap. That's a tactic on their part, because they're trying to other you. That way you are not seen as a worthy person to have a conversation with, because they will never have a conversation with us, is the thing, right? That's why I have to do something like this, because they will never actually talk to any of us. They don't want to. So.
Oh, and one of the things to remember, though, is that this stream is not to get their attention. This stream is to get the attention of people who may not know any better. That's really about it, because you're not going to change their mind. Why would you?
No, but
literally financially incentivized.
Right, and the information needs to be put out there that you're potentially being scammed and lied to, right? Because they may get a couple things here right? That's always possible. If they get something right, cool, good for them. But there is a track record, a proven track record of scamming, deceitfulness, and bad journalism, especially on that website, right? The whole YouTube channel thing, I think, is just a toxic cesspool. They can go in their little bubble and do whatever they want. I don't care. The actual website itself of Geekosity has major issues, and these people are running the defense so hard for nothing. I don't understand why people like Zod and Skywalker run defense for Sill as hard as they do, right? It's bizarre to me. It really is.
Well, if I had to guess, I would say it has probably a lot to do with the attention that they get from it, right? There's a lot that can be obtained emotionally from being part of a group, right? Mm-hmm. From being part of a tribe, and that's kind of where they are, right? They fervently believe that they've been left behind by the vast majority of the Snyder fandom, because
they do. They feel like the Nerd Queens, Wonder Meg, Enosh, they feel like they took over, and they feel left out. They feel left behind.
Yeah.
And I know, Brian, you may not want to be involved in this conversation, but just if you want to comment on this, you can. I remember you said that there was an event called Deck the Halls of Justice that apparently a lot of people got very butthurt over, right? That was something I heard about, at least. So there's a history, there's a track record of this kind of stuff going on, you know, of them getting upset that people like the Nerd Queens talk to Zach, they get upset about Justice Khan. They don't like that Enosh interviews certain people because they feel like they're, you know, they play the race card saying, well, it's because we're black or we're this or we're that. They don't like us, you know. And I'm like, maybe it's because the way you talk about people. Maybe that's why certain people don't want to associate with you, right? Like, I mean, what do you expect when you act the way that you do on social media? Act like nobody pays attention to that, right? You ever going to see Zack Snyder on Sil and Mikey's Scoop Center? No. You know, like, that's never going to happen, right? Like, that's just the thing. Like, you can't be upset about that.
No, I mean, well, it's not like they're talking about like having Mr. Wes Ashley on, who has been very, you know, discriminatory and bigoted towards the Nerd Queen, calling them, you know, like devil worshippers and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
Zod
then,
was ranting about the other night.
Yeah,
and we got into on Twitter, and he said, "Well, you need to look up what being a Wiccan is." I'm like, being a Wiccan is not the same as like worshiping Satan. Like, just because you believe in like the natural earth and like some Wiccan stuff doesn't mean you want to be like Hail Satan and, you know, pick up the devil's pitchfork and start like you know, cannibalizing on people and doing some like human sacrifices. Like, that ain't the same thing. You gotta stop pretending that it is, right? And I'll pull this card. Enosh is a Christian man who very much does not share the same religion as the Nerd Queens, and he stands by their character. So who am I going to trust here? The raving lunatics or the actual Christian man who knows these two women very well, who can attest to their character?
I'll take the people who don't say crazy things for 100.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Wiccan, being a Wiccan and Satanism are not the same thing. They're not.
It's a lot better than reading tea leaves off a freaking, you know, turkey picture. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So it's just odd to me that, especially like these people are like, they're so proud of themselves for like bullying these women, and I'm just like, why? Like, what does this gain you at the end of the day? Like, do you really think you're like healing the fandom or being such a positive influence when you're practically bullying these women? You know, I don't know. It's crazy to me, man. It really, really is. It's like this perpetual victimhood where they feel like they're the victims and they've been ostracized, that things got taken over from them. That, well, if we were in charge, things would have been better.
Hold on. Somebody is they're watching the stream and reporting back to them.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, I see Fatal J's on there. Fatal J.
Is he?
Big old bitch.
I'm watching.
Big old
right
bald-headed bitch. Big ass bitch.
Whoa.
Well, it's just funny because like Zod's talking shit, and it's like, dude, come on, dude. Of all the people to talk shit in this whole situation, it's like, really, Zod? Really?
Nah, it's a cope stream.
That's what I'm saying.
Eh.
Like, listen, they can go cope and laugh at that. Like, again, I mean, there's this whole Google Docs thing too, which we haven't even gotten into yet. You know, I mean, we could pull that up too, right? So, Tony, you shared this with me. So, what exactly is this? Can you describe what this is to us?
It is a Google Doc. Mikey Sutton's not the only website on there. If you go to the bottom, you'll see that there's other websites. And it just has a list of all the claims they made and whether or not the claim has come true, false, or it's unconfirmed because it's still off into the future somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
This is all the stuff with Mikey Sutton in regards to Marvel, right?
Yeah, these are all the Marvel ones.
Okay.
Now, I don't know if the doc is being constantly updated or whatnot, so I don't know how accurate or up to date it is.
McGuire and Garfield's Spider-Man will throw off public about Holland's Peter being Spider-Man. So the current webpage, let's see if we can pull that up. It's gone. Error 404, not found. Huh. Okay. That's interesting. Public information. Corroborated. Right. This is like a good way to like.
Well, that was actually wrong.
Which one?
The scoop confirms Samuel L. Jackson is given a fucking sword.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Because it says
public information.
Right. But the public information is that Samuel L. Jackson was working on a new project with Disney Plus. but it's not Agents of S.W.O.R.D. It's Secret Invasion.
Huh, interesting. Error 404, not found. That's interesting. Why can I not? Why are these still not around?
And this actually involves Matt Jarbo.
Oh, what'd I do this time?
Well, it says, because it's got additional notes to let you know what's going on with the scoop. It says, but according to my own source, Nikki Fury starring show is Agents of S.W.O.R.D. project I leaked on Matt Jarbo's $3 Theater YouTube channel on September 2nd, 2019.
Dun dun dun. What do you have to
Oh
say?
yeah. That was, I remember that one. Yeah, that was a while ago.
Wow.
Brian, your comment in the chat.
The funny thing is, I've pretty much been in agreement with Matt since the movie came
No,
out.
it's the bottom one.
I just
think on glass couches.
on glass couches.
Dude, that's a good one, man. That's a solid burn.
Yeah.
They won't get it, but that's a good burn.
No, I love it. But no, honestly, I have been pretty much in agreement with like Matt about like nothing's gonna happen. Like,
well,
I
know Marvel Studios spoilers actually banned Mikey as a source because they said like he's basically has like the worst track record ever. Like he pretty much never gets stuff right. So like
yeah, but they also had My Time to Shine on there, so it's
Yeah, no, they actually. I don't think My Time to Shine's allowed there anymore either.
No, not anymore. They banned her, but they had her on a lot longer than they allowed Mikey. So
well, because she got a lot of stuff right. The reason they banned her is because of the NFT stuff.
So could you go to item number 25?
Yeah. So 25, that is Maguire and Garfield could appear in final scene of Spider-Man 3.
Could you pull up the article? Is
the archive or the current one?
Is the current one there?
Let's see. Nope. Page not found. Error 404.
Okay, so the article.
I can pull up the archive one.
All right, pull up the archive because this is very interesting.
Okay, so let's pull that one up. Scoop. Wait. This is the Wayback Machine. Oh wow, this is. Okay, so Mikey Sutton, Scoop, wait, what? Possible Spider-Man 3 spoilers. This was on 7 days ago. This is October 10th, 2020, or December 10th, 2020. Somewhere around, October 10th, 2020. Okay. So this was like around October, like 3rd. Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield have unfinished business. While it remains unknown if either of them have already signed off for any Spider-Man films, plans continue to roll. While I initially leaked the live-action Spider-Verse movie early this summer, discussions were in having them team up with Tom Holland in that film, and it continues to remain the same build-up and scope. But where would they all meet first? Insiders tell me that Maguire and Garfield are being discussed to appear in the final scene of Spider-Man 3.
Stop. We know that the movie was built on them being in more than just the final scene. He's making it sound like they were just going to show up at the end of the movie and that's it. In the big finale.
Sounds like an out. Sounds like an out.
It is kind of an out, kind of. I mean,
that's the claim he's making, right?
Right.
So he's wrong because he wasn't.
Yeah.
They were in more than that. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Keep reading though, because it gets better.
Okay. Each of the MCU Spider movies has a jaw-dropping ending. Sources say this is what they have in mind for 3. How they got there will apparently be a startling for them showing up. The answer to that is a gift that is still wrapped. Which Electro is it? I still don't know. However, it's been revealed to me that Electro will be closer and look to the original Stan Lee, Steve Ditko version, with the green, yellow colors utilized in a high-tech makeover, a la Michael Keaton's The Vulture and Homecoming. Identity Crisis. When I reported the early plot leak of Spider-Man 3 last year, the Chameleon was part of it in a darker storyline involving identities. Nobody has said that changed. Electro won't be the only villain.
Stop. Chameleon's not in the movie.
Yeah, he wasn't. But remember, rewrites, though. Things change.
But he says nobody has said that changed as Electro won't be the only villain. He's putting his neck out saying, hey, even though that we're getting more villains being revealed, Chameleon's still going to be in there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And now keep going.
Yeah. Okay. According to a source, there was a rumor Maguire and Garfield showing up as different Spider-Mans here, throwing out the public revelation that Holland's Peter Parker was Spider-Man. I asked an insider. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
That didn't happen in the movie either. He's basically saying that the other Spider-Man would show up, and then J. Jonah Jameson would be like, "There's other Spider-Man." The public would be like, "Oh, I guess Peter Parker isn't Spider-Man." That's not in the movie either.
Yeah, that wasn't in the movie. I asked an insider to summarize what is happening with the MCU in general for the near future. The reply, it's about to get really weird. Brace yourselves.
So pretty much nothing in this article from his insiders came true.
I mean, yeah, I mean, you could stretch it to say, well, technically they did show up in the final scene, but they were in way more than the final scene.
Well, no, they didn't show up in the final scene. They were already there. They were in the final scene, but they didn't
show up in the final scene.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Now, again...
October 2020 was close to production. They even started casting actors like Jamie Foxx that same month. Oh, yeah, it's true. They did cast Jamie Foxx back then.
Okay, so go to number 26, right? Because 26 is Scoop Spider-Verse live action film going forward, right?
Yeah, so let me see if I can find. Let me guess. Current webpage. Error not found.
All right, so that was published on 2/10/2020, right?
Yep, I'm pulling up right now. So this is a live action Spider-Verse movie.
And the whole thing is, according to sources, the live-action Spider-Verse is moving forward beyond the initial talks. Marvel Studios is interested in having Sam Raimi, Sony's original Spider-Man movie, to direct, but this is still quite early. There was no Spider-Man live-action. There's been no talks. The whole thing turned out to be Spider-Man No Way Home. That was the whole idea of the Spider-Verse. But Mikey's still, at this point, trying to claim that there's an additional movie coming out, a live-action
Spider-Verse movie.
So...
Scoop, WB seriously considering new Swamp Thing episodes. That wasn't true. Deadpool to fight popular villain MCU. I'm guessing that's what's true.
Here's another good one. Number 29.
Okay, hold on. Let's go to that one. 29. What's behind door number 29? That is... Future Sony Spider-Man spin-offs will connect with the MCU. Oh, boy.
And we know that...
Article not found. That's great. Thank you. Yeah.
Morbius does not connect to the MCU. Michael Keaton came into the Morbius universe. It wasn't Morbius being already in the Spider-Man universe, as he's trying to imply.
Yeah, okay, so his neighborhood is about to expand. Are any of the Sony movies set in the MCU? Michael Keaton, blah, blah, blah. When there's smoke, there's fire, and this one's a scorcher. According to a source, they will exist in the same universe, but there will be a twist. Spider-Man spin-offs will connect Marvel Spider-Man pictures, which is in the MCU. So technically, they are in the MCU, but they will not affect in the MCU Star Excellence fight. That's not true. They exist in a different universe.
That they do. Both Venom and Morbius
Venom
are in
and
the
Morbius,
same universe.
Yeah, Venom and Morbius exist in the same universe, but it's not the MCU. So, wah. So like, okay, that's interesting.
All right, go to Blinded's comment here about Syl.
The thing is, these articles are from solely Mikey, not Syl, which is what he's trying to tell me back on stream in January. That's why I give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Syl is benefiting from Mikey's articles in a financial matter. So Syl has no motivation to debunk or go against anything Mikey's saying. He's promoting Mikey's articles actively as if they're true because he has a financial motivation to do so. That's the issue. And if what Matt Jarbo says is correct, and Syl is giving Mikey some sort of kickback, now you have an entanglement, as Jada Pinkett would say, between the two.
Yeah. I mean, Matt, what do you think about all this, based on what we've looked at thus far?
I mean, we know what, I don't know, man. It's like, look, I think for me, it's tough because I'm like, the Scoop game is one that I don't care about anymore, to be fair. And we know that certain things happened and certain things didn't happen. We know all that stuff in hindsight. I think it's like less about what is said and the intention behind it. You know what I mean? Like when it comes to like the Marvel stuff, the vibe I get out of Mikey isn't trying to like game the system. Maybe he is. Maybe I'm looking at it differently. But it's like when they openly admit over with Syl that they just like, they clickbait shit. I feel like in the last 6 months, it's gone further downhill. You know what I mean? Like leading up to the post the release of Spider-Man No Way Home. We've also seen that the Geekosity website has decreased in traffic exponentially, right? It has. And I think as a result of that happening, what we've seen is this desperation seek out and Mikey attaching his post to someone who is a con artist and hype man to put it out there. I mean, like, you know, these guys who do weekly streams multiple times a week complaining about anyone who disagrees with them, all the while never acknowledging that they are as bad as they claim others are, you know, and hiding in an echo chamber and being fearful of literally their own shadow. Grown ass middle-aged men afraid of their own shadow. It's wild.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, a lot of this is just like...
I'm gonna disagree with Matt here. For again, there is financial motivation for Mikey to lie. He's claiming these are scoops, right? These are not in a rumor section. They're not in a news section. They're not in a speculation section. They're in a scoop.
But scoops are to be treated as rumors. Ultimately, that is the problem. That therein lies the problem with the definition. Now, I know what you're trying to get at, right? And it's
well, I'm gonna be fair to Mikey. Some of the articles say rumor, right? It'll say rumor in the title, rumor, blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. But some of them don't. So the ones that don't say rumors should be treated as Mikey was given direct information from an inside source. And if that information is wrong, either Mikey has to own up and say, hey, my source lied to me, or my source was wrong. Here's a retraction. Or he's just making it up.
There's no motivation in doing that, though, is the problem.
Yeah, but at the same time, does any scooper ever issue retractions?
A couple of them, we looked at One Take News and Big Screen Links. They issued a retraction after Kevin Feige announced they're going to Comic-Con, and he published an article saying that they weren't.
Yeah.
So he did issue a retraction and did apologize for that. Some scoopers, if they actually have some integrity to them, they will actually issue retractions and apologize if they get something wrong. The issues that Mikey and Sil, to my recollection, have never actually done that. They'll basically just be like, well, we kind of got it right, but things changed. They kind of
Or they'll just do I didn't say that. Where's your proof?
Yeah, or even though you can go, well, we have all this right here. Well, that's not what we actually said. You know, that's all they got.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what kicked off this whole stream and everything. Zod speaking for Mikey and them, being presented with the truth, and then turn around going, well, I don't speak for Mikey and them. I don't know why you're coming to me. Well, why'd you get involved in the conversation, Zod? You could have just walked away at the beginning.
Yeah, well, I'll say this at the end of the day. These are clout chasers who aren't real Zack Snyder fans.
What? What up, RJ? I'm the girl that needs a man, apparently. Who said that?
Somebody over there, I imagine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, guys.
Listen, I'm sorry, Ashley, if like you're getting dragged in any of this. Like, you don't deserve that. Like, but let's you know. Them coming at me is one thing. Don't go after Ashley or anybody like that. Like, leave other people alone in this, you know? Like, I can deal with it. Me and Matt can deal with it. Sometimes we poke that bear a little bit too occasionally. But, like, leave other people out of it who don't want to be involved.
Well,
I'm seeing people who, like, are in streams that, you know, we commonly do. And I'm just like, wow. All right. Well, cool.
Well, see, even right now, Integrity 101, who shows up a lot over on Enosh's stream, he's ingrained with these guys. So to me, that's like, all right, Enosh, that might be a warning sign, you know, to maybe not this guy.
Well, there's also Zeno, who's been confirmed to be a racist troll. He's also over
there. He's just trying to get in where he can fit in, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the whole point. But that's the whole point. It's people that are.
I'm sure if they knew what Zeno's actually said, though, they wouldn't be rolling with him. Because he has done some pretty shitty things.
Well, here's the thing, right? Integrity right now put up I have like the stream up on silent, and they brought up Integrity's comment, and he says no one can come up with one good reason not to restore the Snyderverse. The move on morons just repeat the silly narratives put out by the old regime. Zaslav isn't dumb; it's an untapped goldmine. No one here is saying they shouldn't continue it. It's just saying that, like, given the budgetary concerns and how cheap ass David Zaslav is, they're just not going to. I mean, you can tell they've got nothing planned past 2023. So that's actually something.
They're not even talking about what they got in the future.
Well, they might be holding that for Vandom. That's entirely a possibility. But again,
that's what you hope, at least. Yeah.
These guys are like I said, they're not real fans. They're not real fans. They're not. Let's be fair. I'll gatekeep the fuck out of that.
Abu Nas is the one who said that? Come on, Abu. Come on,
Abu's a moron. Abu's a moron. Like I said, the guy's geriatric.
Yeah,
the guy's geriatric. Really Early onset Alzheimer's is coming on in. Do you trust that guy to say anything about you? Hell no. Sure, he can drop a beat every once in a while, but to actually have a cognitive take, sorry, man, like you better freaking go get your meds, dude. You losing it hardcore. It's why they bring him on in. So it's like they can show a little bit of, senior support. The whole point, though,
I'm just saying,
like
like,
I'm
really,
saying
you guys
this
gonna
is
make
true.
like demeaning comments about women, and then you wonder when you make demeaning comments about women, like Ashley and the Nerd Queens, why the hell would somebody like Zack Snyder want to deal with you fools? Why should anybody respect any of you guys if this is how you demean and treat people?
Whoa!
I see you,
RJ,
Tony.
if you're gonna look at the chat, at least put the live chat on there, not the top chat.
Just got deleted.
What happened? What'd you say?
He just posted a frog emoji, and they already deleted it. Because that's the other part of it too. They've got they've definitely.
I've been placed on
Austin,
timeout.
Yeah,
They
the good
placed me
Austin
on
says
timeout.
sorry, no betas.
Dude, they placed me on timeout for putting a frog emoji in their chat.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. They literally admit repeatedly they just want to be in an echo chamber. They do not want to engage with anybody. Oh, Max says he couldn't get on. Well, you're invited here, Max. Come on in. I'll put the link in the chat. I don't care.
They want to talk shit about me, and the second I show up, they ban me.
That's Xeno modding. He knows.
Some weak ass shit.
Oh yeah, no, they're absolutely watching the stream 100%. But like I said, like I keep saying, these guys aren't fans, man. We got to acknowledge that. We got to really call it out. They're not, you got Abu Nas there wearing a t-shirt. He don't even know what that stands for anymore. He doesn't even know what that stands for anymore. Because if it's all like, oh yeah, we support the movement, we support the fans, we support seeing more of this stuff, then they wouldn't be on the attack against anyone who just simply goes, I don't know if it's going to happen. Rather than trying to engage
WTF
with people.
was Frogman doing here? I like how they just call him the Frogman now. That's just your name now. Your name is just Frogman.
But how could you say that about Zodrider? He's a mega super fan.
No, Zodrider, here's the thing, man. You can tell
he's not a mega
like
super fan. He's a meg super fan.
Oh, he's definitely a meg super fan. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He spelled it wrong. I mean,
what's funny about Zodrider is like all the women that have been kind of creeped out by the way that he approaches them. That is true. That's true.
I'm not gonna even bring
That's
that
true.
Up, though.
That's true though.
Well,
the way he's always like, people got mad at Bipolar Nobody for him being all nice and shit. Like some of the comments, I think, again, it could rub someone the wrong way. But Zod does the same thing, and he got called out for it too. I mean, again, what we're talking about here are dudes who have never actually had attention in their life at all. They glom onto this because it gives them validation. They're not actually fans of anything other than what they can get, and that is just social recognition. That's the whole point. That's why they don't ever contribute anything to the conversation that's not just a regurgitation of somebody else.
Oh, okay. The good Austin is saying that he hit Tony from the channel in the chat. He say, I hit him. KC Beta Walsh and 3 Buck Theater went crazy mad when Toby Emmerich got fired.
No, I didn't. What did I say?
That's what Film Goblin.
What did I say about? I didn't say. What did I say about that? I said he was going to stick around, and then he chose to left. Okay, he chose to leave. He got a production deal on the way out the door. Cool. If you go back and actually look at the whole thing when David Geffen was floating his resume to Netflix, you know what that whole thing was about. It was about Emmerich wanting to go back to producing. You can follow the trades talking about this, and it's like Emmerich had wanted to go back to being a hands-on producer. You know what I mean? Like that is so him leaving is like, okay, that was him and Zaslav figuring out that Emmerich would be happier someplace else rather than just sticking around. The two are really good friends. Mm-hmm. So Zaslav, they go golfing together. Zaslav wasn't going to fire his ass,
but he offered him that we're watching them.
I'm just saying, he's like, this is
I'm
like
watching. Listening. I'm just looking at the chat. The chat's more entertaining than whatever they're saying. Oh yeah, Geeks, you can be a mod. Absolutely, dude. Hold on.
I just think it's hysterical.
I gotta update the mods in this channel because I'll be honest. That's the thing. They don't analyze things. No, they really don't. They don't really pay attention. Is the thing.
Yeah, look at the good Austin there. The FOMO is real for the betas. Sorry you can't sit with us. No, dude, we're laughing at you. There's no fear of missing out here. What am I missing out on? Deflated ballsack, Pigeon Man, fucking Fatal J, right? Jerry ass fucking geriatric Abu Nas and shit. Syl looking like a moron. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not trying to go too personal, because I want to.
Why? They won't stop. They won't stop. They won't care. One thing I've learned, and I think Tony will even agree with me on, after a while, play by their rules.
Oh,
try not to,
the
but
worst I
I
did is
do.
that as I made the thumbnail. Okay, the thumbnail was a little mean. I can admit my thumbnail was a little mean, but considering what I mean, listen, I just got the liar liar poster and put Syl up there. Okay, this thumbnail was a little mean. I can admit that, you know, but like that's the most I'm gonna go, you know. That's just me though. Y'all can do what you want to do. I'm not gonna like gatekeep or like silence nobody on here. So
I'm gonna gatekeep all you motherfuckers.
It's just hysterical to watch. Like,
It
was
is.
it TJ? You are watching another stream while doing your stream. Get your own fucking content. Why? Why do you care?
It is our content.
If we're betas and we don't matter and we're just whatever, why do you care? Why are you getting so triggered, bro? Well, what's wrong? Is it, do you need some Midol? Is it that time of the month?
I'm still on timeout.
Well,
I just think it's funny because half these guys kiss ass in other streams.
Oh yeah, 100%, dude, 100%.
It's like, okay, come over to the other stream and start kissing some ass because it's like, oh, read my comment. Oh man,
that's really what it boils down to. It's just
this is an eye opener. I'm like, god damn.
Have you not? Oh, you haven't seen this, Brian? So going on.
No, I try to avoid shit like this. Like this is god damn.
Basically what happened was that Skywalker and Zod said they were going to stream about me. Basically, me and I guess just me because Matt, you know the context of what started this?
Yeah, it was the whole thing about the digital release.
I just made a tweet. Yeah,
that was it. Yeah, that was And I don't even think I think I retweeted Zach's post on it, but I didn't say anything. But I retweeted it. I'm like, cool, if you want to get it, get your hands on it. I mean, like, I think it's kind of pointless because I think most people who already wanted to buy it have it. Like, and like, you know.
This is all I tweeted, dude. Okay, so like I tweeted this. Now, to be fair, I did reply to Ben, that Ben guy, and I said, hey, you know, contracts could have expired, making a release in other regions possible. I replied to that, and I think Zod was included in that because Ben was replying to Zod, and I replied to Ben. That's how Twitter works. And I also made a joke because you said, why is like the air cut's imminent? I just made a joke saying imminent equals, I don't know when it's coming, bro. It's coming soon. Just leave me alone. Stop asking. That's all I said. It was a joke. Okay. It was a joke. Okay. So I don't know if he got upset about that because he's claiming I came after him. I made this post, okay? I said, sorry, folks. The Snyder Cut being released on digital is not a confirmation that the Snyderverse is returning. Is it a good thing for the fans? Absolutely. But until you hear from David Zaslav and Zack Snyder's announced they're making Justice League 2 and 3.
You missed it, RJ.
Huh? What happened?
They said that it's a test. It's a test, RJ. They said that if they sell a bunch of digital copies, then Warner Brothers will go ahead and make Zack Snyder Justice League 2. Y'all gotta go out. Buy like 6 digital copies. Everybody. Buy like 6.
Right. But okay, this is what I posted, right? And then Zod quote tweeted me. And this is what Zod said, right? I just said that. I just said, to me, this doesn't mean anything. And they said, oh, we know who told you this. The same guy who told you Toby Emmerich was sticking around as motion picture chairman. Yeah, I'll take the word of Zack Snyder, Warner Brothers Discovery, and a guy who's been in the industry for over 30 years before that Uber Eats driver. # Mikey was right at Celebdo Inc. So, Zod, you can't be claiming that I'm coming after you when you quote tweeted my tweet that I didn't tag nobody in. It was a tweet I made by myself. You quote tweeted that, and you sent people after me. That's what you did. And you basically said that I didn't get my own opinion, that Jarbo told me this, and that's why I'm saying it. Like, realize how that sounds, man. You know?
It's like, weird. But then again, if you ever, again, you say that, you have proof of it, of them being paranoid and delusional, and they still play like they're the victim.
If you would have disagreed with me, that's one thing. But just to insinuate that someone else is telling me this and forcing me to tweet something like that, I take issue with that. Because that is one thing I can never stand, is when people act like I don't have my own voice. That's what upsets me. You know? That's what I feel like really, like, that really ticks me off. It really does. You know?
Yeah. So, it's just stupid. It's just stupid.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I I'm trying to be nice about it, Kavari. I could be meaner, but like I said, the meanest I got was with the thumbnail.
There's no point in being nice. There's really not any point in being nice, RJ. Holding the high ground, when all they do is go low, doesn't work. It doesn't work. I mean, look, you want to call them out and you want to sit there and say, I'm
calling them out because, like, I'm calling them out based on journalistic integrity and reporting. That's what I'm doing.
Well, but they're not journalists, and they don't hold themselves to a higher.
They are, though.
Well, they can act like they are, but they don't hold themselves to any kind of actual journalistic ethic.
So they're bad journalists.
They're like, you know, they're a blogger. It's all I'm not trying to downplay what it is you're attempting to do. I get it. I'm saying I went through this many years ago with Gamergate. Trust me. Thinking that these kind of people, enthusiast press, are going to hold themselves to an ethical standard is really not going to happen, because they don't ever actually care enough to do it. It doesn't impact their bottom line. You know, like I was Collider Frosty was talking with Scott Wampler, who was from Birth Movies Death. And, they were talking about, like, going around publicists and reps to get access to talent to try to get them on shows. And Collider's like, well, Frosty's like, well, you got to watch out because sometimes those guys have like long memories and they'll get pissed. And Wampler's like, I don't work for an outlet anymore. I do my own thing. So I don't have to worry about pissing off their reps. You know what I mean? It's just different levels of shit. So it's like, in this case, you're looking at it from like a Collider perspective where you're like, Frosty, let's, dot our I's and cross our T's and check our facts. And then they're looking at it from like, we just want to fucking put shit out there and see what sticks. They're literally the fandom menace of this side of comic book movie discussion. Because they just run with any narrative
well,
they can.
Some of them actually do it. So I know somebody like Abu Nas associates with like Drunk 3PO and some of those menace people, Fatal J2. So there is some crossover,
Fatal J's a moron, though. No one takes Fatal J had to suck up to the fandom menace to get any kind of attention. The Snyder Cut the fandom in the Snyder Cut tossed his ass out. Wanted nothing to do with him. So he had to go to like Drunk 3PO and the fandom menace to try to get some attention. As soon as I stopped talking to Mikey's all, his morals about, not sucking up to the fandom menace went out the fucking window when they went on Midnight's Edge.
They went on Midnight's
and Mikey
Edge.
talked nothing but shit about Midnight's Edge.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
You know what I mean? It's like, and he would hit me up like, hey, do you want to piss off Doomcock? Do you want to piss off Midnight's Edge? He would hit me up and go, Midnight's Edge is begging me to come on their show. What should I do? And I'm like, just don't do it. So it's like, what is it? Where is your own standard then? If you sit there and say, I don't like these people, but then as soon as like, whatever happens, you run over to those people to try to get some more ass relevance. That's the reality. That's the truth, by the way. That ain't no lie. That's real. Like, Mikey would literally hit me up. We'd have conversations about Laughing at Midnight's Edge and Doomcock and all those guys. And he wanted to fuck with them. He wanted to fuck with people like the hardcore Snyder Bros about shit. He likes to fuck with people. And so it's like, I know that he's just doing this thing right now because this is what's getting him the attention. But, it's just, okay, well, do your thing, man.
Yeah, couldn't say it better myself. Is there really anything that you guys want to like say as we kind of bring this to a close? Because I don't want to go on for too much longer. We're probably just going to react to that stream for a little bit, then end the show. But is there anything like a final statement you guys want to make on any of this? Because like I said, after today, I'm not talking about them no more. I'm done. Like, the evidence is there. I think Mikey Sutton is a scam artist. I think most of his scoops are wrong. I think he runs a pretty shitty website. I think Sil is financially motivated by his relationship with Mikey. I think that he's peddling a very toxic community. And sadly, I feel like Skywalker and Zod are running defense for somebody because they want to feel a sense of belonging in a community that, again, has a history of being misogynistic towards women and being kind of just petty assholes. So that's my stance on it. Like, end of the day, they're a bunch of clowns. I'm done with them. Bye-bye. That's my whole thing. Unless you guys got anything else you want to add to this.
I just want to say, when it comes to scoops, check your sources, check what makes sense. It's real easy to just make shit up, right? If you know the popular characters of a particular comic book universe or anime or whatever have you, it's real easy to go, yeah, I think I heard rumors that Marvel is going to make a Wonder Man show, right? With no basis in reality. I could just come out and say it. It's a scoop. You heard it here first. A Wonder Man Disney Plus show is coming out. And then if it doesn't come out, I could just be like, well, obviously things change and they change their mind. They sent out feelers and there was no interest, so that's why it's not happening. That's the Mikey Sutton playbook. It's the geekosity way. Just say a bunch of shit that no one can dispute, no one can, tell you you're wrong until years later down the road, and by then everyone's moved on and forgot about it, except for people like us with really good memories. They're banking on your hope.
Because I take my ginseng.
Yeah. They're banking on your hope. They're banking on your your impulse control. You see a little headline, you got to click on it.
Yeah.
Be smart. Be smart.
You got anything to say, Matt, before we watch this for a little bit and then close up the stream?
Fuck them. That's really where it's at. It's they are so desperate for any modicum of attention. That's really where it is,
Well, let's give them some attention.
Yeah, let's watch it for a little bit. Let's see what's going on.
Hey guys, I gotta get going.
I got a deal too.
Yeah, I gotta get into all.
Much love.
They
and respect you guys.
Yeah,
we got here right as Abu was leaving. Come on, is he gonna rap?
If you could put together a quick thumbnail for me, and Drunk got to get me the access to the basement channel. But yeah, I can't even make new music because, like I said, I'm gonna be in the office physically both tomorrow and Wednesday. So by the time I get back home here, it's gonna be close to 8 o'clock. So I'm gonna be, under the knife.
Abu, I'm gonna hit you up next week, Mr. President, about that late night Q&A, bro.
Yeah, we got to try to plan it out because
I picked a bad time to listen in.
Well, like I said, Abu's saying it's getting a little late. Matlock's about to come on. He's got to get ready for bed.
If they would have released this thing in any sort of fashion in the U.S., they would have been forced to put those numbers out, right? Which is really what they did not want to do. Worldwide, everywhere that this thing touched down, it was a massive success, but we've been led to believe that here it flopped, right? And there's been no kind of official numbers outside of the Blu-ray sales that have really been able to back.
What the fuck does it really matter? Honestly, even if Zack Snyder's Justice League made the most money of a movie ever, that doesn't mean they have to make a sequel. That does not mean they have to go back and say, Zack, make us another movie.
No, don't you understand? It means it has to happen. If it doesn't, it makes sense. It's just that's the vision, that's the blueprints, the vision, it's the plan.
I mean, Warner Brothers can choose to be like, fuck you, we still don't want to make it. We don't care. We just don't want to work with Zack, right?
Well, I mean, yeah, but they did change management. It's a different company now, which, to be fair,
but he's talking about from before. He's saying that they didn't release it digitally in the U.S. before because then they would have to give you the numbers.
Yeah, no, Yara, these people actually genuinely believe that Warner Brothers has hid the numbers, especially in the U.S. They think that they're hiding the numbers because they don't the regime didn't want to reveal how successful it was. That's legit. Thank you, Brian, for stopping by. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
That's legit. They legit think that they're hiding the numbers because they don't want to reveal how successful it was. So,
which doesn't make any sense.
That's love a little bit.
Yeah. Again, if they were doing gangbusters, if their premise is that that Zack Snyder's Justice League did super good, right? And if we knew how good it would, that would force Warner Brothers to make more Justice League movies, right? It would have to because it did so well, and we know that it did well. But if it was doing well and Warner Brothers knows it's doing well, why wouldn't they be motivated to make more Justice Leagues with Zack Snyder? Why would they hide the numbers? They don't give a shit. They're not like, oh no, I'm embarrassed because I thought it was gonna suck and it did good numbers. Now I can
wouldn't they want to
flaunt
the numbers if it did really well to bolster their streaming service?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They act like the fucking heads of Warner Brothers are going to be like shamed off the internet or something. Like, oh no, we said it wasn't going to do good and it did well, and we can't show our face in Hollywood, and people are going to make fun out of us when we. They don't give a shit. They're like, fuck it, we got all that money. Make fun of me.
Yeah, they're just.
It's a stupid take. It's the most nonsensical take ever.
Before, once Toby Emmerich was gone,
exactly,
you should have known that. Holy shit, this is going to happen. Yep.
Hey, Sil, why don't you give them a brief little overview of what has happened in these first, was it like 50 something days, right?
Well, we're at
100-day
the
plan
day right now, the 100-day plan.
Right?
I knew it.
And people's like, yo, like, well, when's the 100-day plan in? Like, what should we expect? I'm like,
It'll
yo,
never end.
Like, what did y'all get? The first week of the 100-day plan, the merger, closed, right? And they announced, WBD announced, yo, we're restructuring DC, right? We see what's going on. This ain't working. Matt Reeves and Aquaman, separate universes. Nah, we want the Justice League. We want a cohesive universe, right? So we're gonna restructure, and we want Superman. We want Superman to be the head of this because he's the ultimate hero, right? Now, what's interesting, they said that publicly, that Mikey Sutton said that like last summer, right? So I'm just reading something like, man, I heard all this before. You know what I'm saying? That was the first week of the 100-day plan. DC is going to change, right? And then as of, WBD up front, everybody was disappointed by that upfront event, right? On May 18th, who said that in the chat? Mr. J, shout out to Mr. J. May 18th, the upfront event. Zaza, he had nothing to show y'all for DC, so he said, yo, we're going to do everything with DC as possible. We need a new DC head, right? And that's where we at right now. Did he fire Toby Emmerich? Oh, he just gracefully bowed out? No. He fired Toby Emmerich. Starting off is gone. Everybody's gone.
That's my baby.
That's what I'm saying. They said for movies.
They
for TV,
said in the public
crickets,
article
yes.
they're looking for a new head of DC more than once. Who's the head of DC right now? Walter Hamada. So it looks like they're replacing Walter Hamada, right? If they're saying this publicly to y'all. Now, Mikey heard this last summer. Okay. So the restructuring of the company, repairing relationships, you see Ray Fisher has been really positive with WBD for a reason. I believe Zaza reached out to Ray Fisher, right? I had no confirmation. We know he talked to Zack Snyder. I think y'all realize that now. He talked to Zack Snyder.
But based on what?
That's what
we had
this
a nice
100-day plan
long
was
conversation.
about.
Based on what? Like what? Based on what proves that Zazzle talked to both Ray Fisher and Zach?
No, I think he's saying Ray Fisher talked to Zack Snyder.
No, he's saying that Ray Fisher
talked to Zaslav and Zack Snyder talked to Zaslav.
Is good. Well, he said that he's good with Warner Brothers. He's saying that he's good with Warner Brothers, like Warner Brothers Discovery, right?
But based on what? Like, how do you know?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. This is what's going on, man.
Right? That's what this whole plan was about restructuring. The last thing left of the restructuring, you got rid of the film head, Toby Emmerich. You streamlined it behind Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi. New Line Cinema, they got everything together. The last cog left is DC. And so, according to what Mikey was saying, just in general, it's about DC fandom. I think by DC fandom, we're going to know about the new DC head. When
do DC fandom come out?
There's no date yet. There's no date for that yet.
But very convenient. There's no date. It's DC fandom. DC fandom's the end game goal. That's when everything's going to happen. We don't know when it's coming, though. There's not even a guarantee there's going to be a DC fandom this year. They might not be a DC fandom until next year. What's going to happen then? Because remember, they said Aircut was this year.
Aircut was supposed to be at the beginning of this year. Then they pushed that back, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that. But they said Aircut 100% confirmed this year. That's what they said. They said Aircut's imminent this year. What happens if there's no DC fandom this year? What are they going to do?
Well, I mean, their Comic-Con approach, right? That's the thing too. When is the release date of the digital release for the Snyder Cut is the week of Comic-Con. It's the week of Comic-Con. All right. So they're corresponding the release of it with Comic-Con, which is a huge week for news. So, and then again, even like, what was it? So in 2016, they did the digital release of BVS in June, and then they had the home video release of BVS Ultimate Edition drop at the end of July during Comic-Con. So they do structure these releases around Comic-Con. Even the Killing Joke, when they did that Fathom event screening, that was the Tuesday immediately following Comic-Con. So the third week of July is a big release week because it's Comic-Con. All the trades are talking about comic stuff, right? DC Comics isn't even going to have a booth on Comic-Con's floor.
Warner Brothers in DC for the first time in over a decade will not have a booth. They will just have
part of the plan,
panels.
100-day plan.
It's just panels. Do you know why, Matt? Did you read the Hollywood Report article? Because David Zaslav does not want to spend the money because to do the elaborate productions that they've done at Comic-Con before has cost them upwards of $25 to $30 million each year at Comic-Con.
Don't you understand what that means, though, RJ? They're saving the Comic-Con money to give it to Zack Snyder to make Justice League 2.
Oh my God!
I'm going to that side. I'm joining Sil. You guys don't know.
Right? They're going to use that $30 million they would have spent at Comic-Con for Zack Snyder's Justice League 2.
No, just for Zack Snyder. Just for Zack.
But this is what we're talking about. Like, and yes, Yara, basically what Sue and Mikey have said is that at DC Fandom, whenever it happens, the next DC Fandom is when everything's going to happen. New DC head, new Superman movie, Henry Cavill coming back, Zack coming back, Justice League 2, Ayer cut. All this is happening in DC Fandom, apparently. That is what they've been peddling for like the last couple months. Yes. And listen, I hope they're right. I really do hope they're right. But it sounds like absurd. You're not gonna. It's not like I don't know. There's no way.
Apparently, on the Rebel Moon set, they had posted they printed out a banner of Zack Snyder like with lightning, and it says "feeling very Zacktivated." And so they were memeing on set, and so of course people are gonna run with that and say, "Oh my God, you guys, it's what it is." Oh my
God, it's confirmed. It's confirmed.
When I seen them cut out J.J. Abrams, when I seen them cut out that Superman movie that's supposed to come out, when I seen Henry Cavill talking about he still want to play Superman, I know it's a done deal.
It's happening, bro.
All right, it's happening.
When an actor expresses interest in a role, it's a done deal. That's all it takes.
It means that it's going to happen because he wants it to happen.
Well, also remember though that we looked at this too. Superman Day, Henry Cavill didn't post anything about it.
Nope.
Hasn't posted about it in a couple of years. Zach posted about it, but Henry Cavill didn't. And that wasn't just this year; it was previous years as well. He only has 2-3 posts on his Instagram about the Snyder Cut being released from 2020 to 2021, and that's it. Other than that, everything's been Warhammer 40K, his girlfriend, his dog, and The Witcher.
Right. It's interesting. So let's catch up live, watch for a little bit, and then we're done.
Oh, so
what are you talking about?
It's like these aren't even the National Enquirer magazine. These are Business Insider, Business Journal. They don't care about comic stuff. They don't care. They are just a facts ma'am kind of deal. And they're out here reporting this stuff because it's in Zaslav's best interest to turn this dumpster fire around before.
Who's the guy on screen right now? Who's talking
it and selling it?
The guy talking is the avatar. It's Tim Tap.
Oh, okay. So the voice sounds familiar, but I don't know him.
He's been on
Business Journals have put out. We reported on. Then I know my channel's not for you. And maybe you shouldn't follow me. Maybe you shouldn't jump in these threads with me because you don't critically think at all.
And that's really the
truth. I want to share the screen with you.
Hey, go ahead.
Man, I got a heat and back. How can people who deliver cold? Here's the funny thing, guys.
What's the comment?
Oh, right there, Necron. They're talking some shit about me.
How can someone deliver cold fries, deliver fire news?
Yeah, right. Here's the thing, guys. This is a real thing. 10 years ago, I sat in the boardroom of Aldamisa Productions, the people behind Machete Kills and a number of other films, pitching them how to run a viral film marketing campaign for a movie called Devil's Pass, which is a movie. I think you can find it on Netflix. It was directed by Rennie Harlan, who did Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, Cutthroat Island. All right. It's a point of view found footage movie following.
He did Cutthroat Island?
He did Cutthroat Island. I love Cutthroat Island. I love Cutthroat Island. And I mentioned that in the meeting with them because I had like a Rennie Harlan sizzle reel. And they're like, we don't mention Cutthroat Island. I'm like, why? It was a good movie. And they're like, okay, you're weird. But I sat there. This was in Studio City. And I sat there and I pitched them for an hour and a half, all of these ideas that I had to turn their point of view found footage into the next Blair Witch Project. And I used real world examples and I had a whole thing. And they hired me on as a consultant until they realized that they didn't want to invest into what I was selling. Or they wanted me to do more than I could do, I guess, for the amount of money they were paying me. But the idea there, though, is that, I love it. They're like, oh, this guy doesn't know shit. Dude, I've literally talked to executives and producers and pitched ideas, and they took my ideas and they filmed the movie in Russia, and they took my concept and they went to Russia and they filmed what I was telling them.
Hold on. I got to stop this real quick. Look at Zito's comment right here. But they do got lots of time. Like BJ, he's a 23 unemployed virgin, never worked a day in his life, living with wealthy parents, no responsibilities. I am not wealthy. I am like as middle class can be, my friend. Oh my goodness, these people, man. Oh,
to be fair, though, I mean, to be fair, you're not unemployed. You are a student. That is a job.
Yeah, I'm not even unemployed. I'm a student. I'm a full-time student.
You're
I'm also doing internship work at schools. So I'm also not unemployed. I do stuff at local schools. I volunteer my time there. I educate and do substitute teaching occasionally for experience. I've done a lot of stuff. El Necron, BJ is 23. I thought he was 4. Okay. Ooh. Oh my God. Ooh. Yeah, if I was wealthy, I'd be playing a lot more video games. I'd be doing this, that's for sure.
Hell yeah. Are you kidding me, dude? Like, if I had fucking money, I'd be on cruises like all the time.
When it's all back, it's going to be more of the same. It's going to be deja vu. It's going to be every example. Zachary filmed Justice League in secret. You know, there's no way that they missed the whole movie. He did it.
Oh, no, Xeno's in there.
You know, it's like all this stuff is going to come out instead of just
saying, you'll use Justice shots, Tim.
Remember that?
Yeah, that's right. Virgo said that?
Yep.
They just turned the saturation different. It's just like no.
Yeah, that take didn't age too well, did it? They're gonna use Justice League shots.
Zach destroyed that.
Like, a dictionary worth of what did he say? Didn't age
he was like, yo, I would rather burn it. I would burn.
Wasn't it confirmed that he actually used like a shot from Justice League?
That the Snyderverse has been restored.
Guess. I don't even know.
You're going to see a lot of backpedaling. You're going to see a lot of flip-flopping. You're going to see a lot of people tweeting like, well, I was in support of it the whole time. I knew it was going to happen. You're going to get a lot of that type of stuff because it's the same thing we got when the Snyder Cut was released. So this is just this is wash, rinse, repeat. We're all used to it by now. But the problem is that they don't learn from their failures. The people that fail, I'll give this to these people. I'll give this to these betas. They're consistent. They're consistent in their failures, in their stubbornness. They constantly double down where they.
BJ's story is probably true for the rest of them. Mike Garbo, he's negative because he's never met anything in life. That's why he cried like a little girl when he got a YouTube play button. Oh my God! Really?
I hit 100,000 subs, and I cried when I did my unboxing because a few months prior there I was swatted, and I hadn't properly processed the emotions from being swatted for being a YouTuber. So it just kind of all came out of me at once. I don't regret it. I'm looking at myself play button right now.
This is coming from a bald 55-year-old man who cries and throws tantrums when he's demodded on YouTube channels.
Yeah,
just the same person, by the way.
No, it's not true. How many of these people doubled down on the fact that Toby Emmerich was staying? They doubled down. Today I got accused of going after a scooper named KC. I barely talk about KC. I don't know who KC is.
What?
KC went at me first. Okay, so I said something about him.
KC
but that pink-haired dude went and doubled down on what's his name? On Toby Emmerich.
And what about Mr. Compartmentalization?
Yeah. Mr. Compartmentalization. Listen,
he made another appearance today.
Popping up in my mentions again today. And I tried to talk to him behind the scenes, and I tried to say, dude, let's have a discussion. Let's find some common ground. There's no need for you to keep popping up in my mentions about this BS that we don't agree on. And what did he do today? He pops up in the mentions, talking his mess, making no sense whatsoever. Once again, not speaking clearly, not conveying any type of thought. Just complete can't speak nonsense. I don't have time for it. Again, like my good friend Master Skywalker and Sil Abdul, like they always like to say, make it make sense or get the hell out of here.
Right.
That's what I got to say about it. It's ridiculous.
Right.
I'm
and
so confused.
And that's the thing too. Like,
so am I. I don't even think he knows anymore.
The thing is, like, to me, I think ultimately the reason why the OGs and all the people that stayed in the Snyderverse community are still going so hard on
just Jeffrey in general. All the OGs, dude. I checked. The Viking, right? You know the Viking, right? The guy who created the original restore the Snyder or release the Snyder Cut hashtag. He hasn't he doesn't believe it's happening. He doesn't believe that anything is continuing. And he was the first dude to put it out there and one of the main champions of it for a couple years and shit. And even people, I guarantee you, freaking Film Junkie probably thinks the exact same way. But it doesn't matter.
Garbo hates himself so much. That's why he used to fall strike anyone TGST criticized him. It's why he says disgusting shit.
Really? We've got you on record, Zeno, dropping a couple versions of the hard R. I mean,
twice.
Twice. I said it a decade ago. This was in a joke.
Actually, this was on stream a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I apologized for it. You doubled down on it.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter.
You also called me a bundle of twigs or whatever that was. So
do you not know? Did he say bundle of twigs or did he use the F slur?
He used the F slur.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
multiple times. Yeah.
Right, yeah. Look, here's the thing, man. All right, these wimps are textbook mental cases. Okay, Zeno. Sure.
Again, 50-year-old bald man who lives alone at home criticizing the other people.
I mean,
he says he called me the N-word and didn't say sorry to me at all.
Jesus, dude, that's so fucked up.
Mm-hmm. That's who Zeno is. I don't know why Zeno's kept around. I really don't. He needs keep him over in the Sil corner of things. Y'all, I've warned people about this dude. Okay, right? I'm not saying he's a racist, but this man is he is a troll. He's a troll, right?
I think after a while, if you're trolling, if you're doing racial trolling, I understand that people like to poke the bear and whatever. Okay, but if you're doing racial trolling repeatedly,
when people are asking you to stop,
yeah, and you're going and you do it repeatedly, that's going to showcase more of who you are than a one-off thing. All right. But we already know, look, we already, I mean, how would these guys feel? Honestly, I'm curious. They're listening right now. How many of them would feel about Zeno dropping the hard R, about him saying it repeatedly. Right? And it's these guys get mad at me for the shit I said a decade ago, but here's one of their modded members, one of their modded guys that's out there saying it pretty frequently. And he's an old ass crusty white dude, So it's all right, man, just saying, it's kind of funny. It's kind of hypocritical. It's
hypocritical is what it is.
It shows you that they don't actually care. That's why they're the fandom menace of the DC fandom. And they're not even really fans. They just like to talk. So.
Yeah, and I am genuinely sorry about what Abu said. Ashley, that wasn't cool, and don't be ashamed or feel upset that or feel like you did something wrong. You have a right to be upset if somebody has said something that truly upset you or demeaned you, because it's not cool. Like again, but these are how these people like to talk. It's this locker room kind of talk. This kind of culture that they've cultivated.
There you go. The logo, Zeno. I didn't even know about Bluto's Polly the Polar Bear shit until this year.
That's a lie.
That's an absolute lie.
Like, hasn't he been around your channel for a while and knew about it?
Yeah.
So why is he lying?
Because he doesn't want them to know that he actually frequently drops the N-bomb. Yeah, Spherical Man, the fan don't menace.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, a very episodic thing. He was thinking ahead. Zack Snyder pitched that idea, literally. So what I'm not understanding is if you're going to blame anybody, why are you going to blame Zack and attack the fans? See, it just goes to show you how stupid these people are and how self-centered they are. But it's like I said, it's all about me. It's all about my content, my platform, my videos, my social media. It's not about Zack. It's not about anything. It's about, and so now, because it's popular to hate on Zack, that's what they're going to continue to do.
Is anyone hating on Zack Snyder?
They're like planners.
Nope.
Is anyone here actually criticized? Have in the last year, have we ever criticized Zack Snyder?
No. I think I've criticized Zack once, maybe for not speaking up a little bit more about his fandom when I feel like he should have.
That's the most I've said. Yeah,
that's pretty much the most I've ever criticized him. Other than that, I have nothing bad to say about the man whatsoever or his work. I may have creative differences, may have a different opinions about some of his creative efforts, but I respect him as a filmmaker and as an artist. I have honestly no issues with him whatsoever.
Look at Film Goblin. Look at Film Goblin right there. Of course, Jarbo is making a vid called Zack Snyder's Justice League Digital won't restore the Snyderverse. Of course I am. Of course I am. Yeah.
Oh, okay. What time is that dropping?
About 8 minutes.
Okay. Is that a stream or a video?
It's a stream.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll end in a little bit then. That way everyone can go hop over there.
Yeah, no, I think it's just fucking funny.
He will respond to you and he will answer your stupid questions. He will tell you. He will tell you, once again, let me reiterate from the top of the show. Mikey did not write that article about Thomas Wayne, okay? Still and Mikey never confirmed that.
He didn't write that article that has his name on it?
They spoke about it.
Yeah.
They broke it down as a possibility.
Receipt, right? These receipts.
But they never said that they were confirming that Michael Keaton was Thomas Wayne in this movie. So y'all need to go and y'all need to do your research. It's all there.
We did actually.
Inc. is a receipt. Like I said, I am a promoter for Still Abdul Inc. I will put whatever.
There he admits it. There he admits it. He's a ball washer.
So y'all just need to.
He's a hype man. He just confirmed he's a hype man.
So I'm just saying.
Who do you think gives Edwin Francisco his scoops?
It's Mikey.
Who do you think? Like, I mean,
we did the research. We looked it up. I pulled up the paper clips cut. I pulled up the article. It cited Mikey's discussion with Sil.
Geekosity founder Mikey Sutton discussed this months ago on Sil Abdul's paper cuts.
Mm-hmm.
And
so what does that tell you? So either your website is full of shit, or you don't even know what your people are writing.
And then in that particular paper cut, he says, "I believe it might be Thomas Wayne." That's his theory.
Mm-hmm.
So it's.
Yeah. So let's listen to this one more time because this is great. This is a great thing to end on.
Confirm that to be the truth. They spoke about it. They broke it down as a possibility.
Receipt, right? These receipts.
But they never said that they were confirming that Michael Keaton.
That's just my thumbnail.
Y'all need to do your research. It's all there. Still Abdul Inc. is a receipt. Like I said, I am a promoter.
That's funny.
Abdul Inc. I will put whatever. I'm the hype man. Me and Skywalker, we know what's up. So y'all just need to.
This ain't our first rodeo either. So I'm
That's
just
right.
saying we've been attacked by bigger platforms than some of these people. So get familiar.
Hey, translation, y'all little fish, y'all little homies. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't say it.
That's right. And there's a guy out there that always calls Sil. There's a guy out there who always calls Sil shill ab fool, and calls me Zod moron rider, and calls Skywalker.
That's Andre
What does he call
Sedito.
He calls Skywalker. Oh, he called Skywalker the last meth head. So we'll just
never done meth in my life, buddy.
Over a movie. That's pretty hard.
Over some movies.
I love it.
We'll take it.
I love it.
That's pretty funny though.
We'll take it.
Yeah, I don't
We'll
get
take
Andre
it.
Sedito any points though. That guy's a creeper.
No, I know.
All this free time.
Yo, look,
Amazing.
Jeffrey, I want to get your last thoughts on everything. Just kind of sum everything up that's been going on, right? You know, these past.
Hey, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna dip. I gotta use the bathroom and then get some water, and then we'll all beef up my stuff.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to just real quick.
Yeah.
You got any last thoughts for it? Because I'm just gonna sign out now.
These are grown ass men. That's really about it. Like, I'll troll. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. This is internet
Real
talk.
quick, have
right?
you seen this clip? This is what this is the fun. It's a stupid clip. This sums up my thoughts.
Merry Christmas, lizards. Sounds like we got a real problem out here. Any of you incel, QAnon, 4chan, Snyder Cut motherfuckers want to get on a line now?
What is that for? I know it's from a show called The Bear, but I don't know the
Called
context.
The Bear. I have no clue. I just found it.
I saw that. Yeah, that's really funny. I mean, like, it's, you know, I think it's a little bit like
It's a little
unfair.
mean. It's a little mean. Yeah.
I'll fully admit that, but
yeah. Tony, you got any last thoughts on this before we get out of here?
The only thoughts I got are these people do a lot of these weasel words. They say things without saying things. They know how to play the game. So all this, well, we didn't actually say this, despite putting headlines out and putting articles and putting links and articles that confirmed that we said it, but actually we didn't say it exactly. It's all bullshit, and y'all could eat a dick.
Damn. All right. That's the frog man telling you that. So thank y'all for watching. Again, this is the last time I'll probably be talking about these fools, at least on my channel. So I'm good. Y'all are a bunch of clowns. Keep demeaning women, keep being toxic on your platforms, and eventually you'll be left with absolutely nothing and everybody hating you. Because you guys are a bunch of assholes. So that's all I got to say. Thank you, Matt, for stopping by, and go check out his stream, which will be live in a little bit. Enosh is also going live, so go check out him as well. And yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. This has been fun. Yeah. Bye, everybody.